I'm ready, it's going.
Okay.
That's pretty.
I do skulls.
Yeah.
My grandsons and friends, they find skulls out in the pasture and they'll bring them to me. So I clean them up, bleach them, scrub them, clean them. Sometimes I put a layer of paint on them,
Yeah.
like this one, and then I paint different things. This skull was a white coyote, not a coyote, a white wolf that I shot because he got all my chickens, 13 of my chickens.
Oh, that's
So-
awful.
I got him. And his real long, sharp teeth, I'm going to make earrings out of those. Haven't done that yet. I work on eggs. I love egg art. I got started doing that about 1996. I went with my friend Sarah Lampkin. Y'all might remember her. She had the tea room up here on 4th Street by the barber shop. And I went with her down to Dallas to market. She was going to buy some things. And I saw a display of eggs. And I thought, that looked very interesting. And so shortly thereafter, Vince, my son, gave me an ostrich egg because he raised ostriches and emus and deer and all kinds of animals like Blake does. But Vince gave me an ostrich egg. And I thought and thought for 3 or 4 months, what am I going to do with that? And one night I had a dream about a little church. And I told my husband the next day, I said, I'm going to make a church out of that ostrich egg. He said, yeah, right, because I had never done anything with eggs. I said, I'm going to make a church out of that. So first off, I thought, well, I'll go to stores that handle little miniature things, you know, furniture and stuff like that. I could not find any church pews or anything that's going to fit in an ostrich egg.
Yeah.
So I made the whole inside. I bought that thin balsa wood like they make model airplanes, and I cut out and glued the church pews. I have 2 rows of pews.
Wow.
I have the pulpit up there. I have a cross. I have a light. I have a piano. The piano, the legs of the piano are made out of toothpicks. The keys of the piano is a barcode that was on a pair of earrings that I had bought. The barcode was the keys.
Yeah.
And then I put a music box that plays How Great Thou Art.
Yeah.
Put that in the egg. That was the first egg I ever made, was the church egg. Oh, and the windows that I cut out, I made stained glass windows on the side of it. I just made those out of plastic, and I painted the stained glass design and glued the windows in there. It turned out really pretty.
I bet.
And then that got me enthused about eggs. You know, I used the Dremel tool on that one. And then the more that I started looking up eggs on the internet, and I found that in Dallas, every year, the first weekend in June, they have the International Egg Art Guild. People come from Japan, Holland, Australia, everywhere, and show their eggs. I try to go every year in June so I can see, and I get ideas, and I don't know where they get their supplies, but they always have different supplies that I can use on eggs.
Wow.
Like tiny little hinges.
Oh, yeah.
You know, little hinges. The stands that you put on eggs. And so I try to go to the egg art thing in Dallas each year to get ideas and equipment. And I've started doing these, and people say, well, you should sell your eggs, or, you know, do you sell them? I think maybe from 1997 to now, I might have sold 2 eggs. Because I don't do it for selling, I do it for pleasure, and I do it for people, for special I've done lots of wedding eggs, birthday things, you know. I'll make something special to that person and just give it to them. That gives me more pleasure than selling them.
Yeah.
And if you look on the internet at the price of eggs, an ostrich egg, a carved ostrich egg like this would probably bring $500 and upward. You know, and so I don't sell them, and especially around here, people can't afford that kind of stuff. And you know, like some of the decorated eggs, especially the ostrich ones that I put lights and music box and turntables, they say, "Oh, those are pretty. I'll give you $20." Okay. When I buy, you know, Vince don't have ostriches anymore, so
Yeah.
I have to buy ostrich eggs. They're $25 just for the empty eggshell. And then the little music box I put, they're like $8. I order those online. They're like $8. And lights. And then the rhinestone, strings of rhinestones that I use in them, they're like $12 to $17 a yard. So, and then like this one, see, I put this.
Oh, yeah.
This is bridal
Yeah.
embroidery stuff that they put on bridal gowns, and you buy that at like Joann's Fabrics. Those are like $6 for 2 little panels. So by the time you put all of your supplies in today, and not counting your time, you got a lot of money in it already.
Yeah.
And so, no, I'm not going to turn around and sell them for $20, but I will turn around and make you one for your wedding cake, you know, like that. But
I guess she won't make me one.
well,
Sorry.
you might have a birthday or something special. And just like the little girl that I'm making this for, she is so sweet and precious that, and her and Paul Cunningham, they have brought, Paul brings me snake skins all the time.
Well,
Hey, Blake, did you get away?
yeah, just for a minute.
Do you know everybody?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, you know Mike. This is Brian Housley,
Hey, nice to meet you.
and this is Maxine.
Nice to meet you.
She is the volunteer docent of the museum.
Okay.
She runs it.
Okay.
And I'm just blabbering about some of the stuff that I make or do, and showing them the skins and telling them how you run all over them, tear them up.
The gray one there, is a lot of that carved or is that just painted?
It's all carved. You can feel it. It's all carved. There's no paint on there. No paint. That's carved. That's an emu egg. Sometimes I can get 4 different colors out of them. Usually the 3 colors. Because you carve off the dark outer shell and then you come to the blue-green or a gray looking. Sometimes I get a darker blue-green and then a lighter gray, and then deeper. The white is the inner membrane of the egg, and it's very thin. And that's just carved. This one is totally carved. That was the first emu egg that I carved. Sky said, back when Free Willy was a movie, he said, carve a Free Willy egg. So that was the first one with the whales around it.
You know, I'll tell you a story about an emu egg. Doyle's, well, it was really his niece. They had emus, and they went to pick up an egg. And on the way back, she was holding that egg in the back seat. And on the way back, they were going too fast and went over this railroad track. And when they went over the railroad track, it wrecked the car. And it killed her and her daughter. And when they got to her, she's still holding that emu egg.
It didn't break?
It didn't break.
Oh.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty tough shell.
It must be.
They're pretty tough.
Well, she wasn't very tough with egg, was it? Killed her and her daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty tough. And then, like the rocks that I do, we did these, like I told you, at Vacation
Yeah.
Bible School for the kids. They're just plain rocks.
But that's
down
that's
the road.
really good rock for that, isn't it?
Yeah, the
And
kids,
that
kids love doing
Yeah.
that, you know.
From, yeah.
I tell them, look at the rock and what does it make you think about? These are eggs, rocks
Rock.
that kids have done. I did not do these.
Really?
Kids at Vacation Bible School. I don't even remember what kid, but they wanted me to
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
I told them, look at the shape of the rock. What does it look like to you?
Yeah.
And of course I had the googly eyes and they glued
Yeah.
eyes on them.
That's good.
This one looked like a turtle.
Uh-huh.
So that little kid did a turtle. I have one rock that is just black and white spots all over it.
Yeah.
They said, that's a dog. It didn't look like a dog, but to them it did.
It was.
You know, it was cute. And saw blades, I paint on all kinds of saw blades, the
Yeah.
round ones, the long hand saws, and I have a two-man saw that I'm going to paint one of these days when I get around to it. And my dad was a carpenter when I was growing up, and after he died, I think I have about 15 of my dad's saws, and I'm going to paint on them for each of my brothers. One brother is still living, and my sister, so I'm going to paint them one, and the grandkids who knew their granddad. You know, like Blake, my dad died the year Blake was born, so
Oh, really?
Blake didn't even remember him.
Yeah.
But I'm going to paint the older grandkids a saw blade of their granddads, so
Yeah.
they'll have it. Something to remember him by.
Oh, yeah.
Something I did for them. And then I have an art class on Thursday nights out at the Cowboy Corner. I always want to say Pig Out because it'll always be the Pig
Yeah,
Out.
it will.
So out there, 5 o'clock, we do all kinds of art. This was just a picture, you know, a picture we had, and then we each did a church, just painted on little thin
Yeah.
stuff. And we have painted on saw blades. This Thursday night, we're going to do the canvas shoes and paint on the fronts and the sides of
Oh,
them.
really?
The white canvas, those
Yeah.
just slip-on shoes. You
Yeah.
can get them at Walmart for like $5. And we're going to paint on shoes. And we have painted sports logos. You know, everybody's crazy about sports, so we have painted on those. We just do various things each week. We don't, every week we don't sit down and just paint a canvas.
Yeah.
We do different
There's
types,
stuff.
but it's usually painting that we do. And I like that. And I have not been an artist all my life. I've been interested in it. When I was young, my younger sisters played paper dolls. And me, I thought, how stupid, you know. And they didn't get to buy their paper dolls. We grew up very poor.
Yeah.
There were 10 of us in our family, 10 kids, Mom and Daddy. We were very poor, so they didn't get bought paper dolls. I drew them on the back side of Post Toastie's box.
Oh,
I
yeah.
drew the paper dolls and colored them with Crayolas. We had the box of 8 Crayolas because I could not afford
Yeah.
the 2 rows of Crayolas. And I would have loved to have a box of 64 Crayolas. But I had the 8 Crayolas. Anyway, I made their paper dolls. And I made their clothing and colored them, made their little dresses and stuff for them. But I never played paper dolls because I thought it was kind of stupid to have a doll. And Elaine would say, let's pretend that I'm the mom. Instead of pretend, she'd say, let's pretend I'm the mama and we're going to go here and there. I thought, but I've always liked to do things like that, you know, paint on things. Never had any lessons or, you know, professional. And I always thought, well, I would like to go to art school. We live in Deming, New Mexico, in the desert, and the nearest art school was in El Paso, 109 miles from Deming. Well, how can a poor family afford to send their daughter to art school? Because what is art? Art is nothing. You know, that ain't going to make you a living. Get married and have some kids. So that's what I did.
You can make good in advertising, couldn't you? Do an advertisement.
Probably.
Yeah, I bet you could, because they make real